Are you struggling with your pictures, trying to find out what it's missing, but you just can't quite put your finger on it? Are you constantly thinking about how do I really make my pictures pop? How do I make them unique? How do I get somebody to look at my pictures and be like, wow, that's amazing? Well, the simplest answer is to color grade. What's up everybody, it's your neighbor friendly greaser, Aaron Chavez, and today I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to color grade a photo. Now, this is just one of many different types of color grading that you can do, and it can be used on, just various different photo editing software. Today I'm going to be using Camera Raw, which, you can also use Lightroom, you can use Capture One, and, it'll translate to the same thing because they all have the same, well, this method. Now, I am planning on doing other videos kind of showing other ways to color grade, but today I'm going to show just a real easy one that I use a lot, and hopefully it helps you out. Alright, so to start, I have this picture of my dog Pua. He was my model, so today we're going to be using this photo that I took of him over at this cabin that I stay at every now and then. And I already, edited it and just, basic stuff, whatnot, tweak the highlights, shadows. So I got, the basic parts of it done for this purpose. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to color grade. Now this is a fairly new feature in Camera Raw and Lightroom, but this was a feature that I was using quite a bit with Capture One last year. So to me, it was never really new, but it was a really nice bonus that they added to the Adobe suite. Now for this picture, I don't really want to do a whole lot of craziness. Well, all we're going to do for this guy is we're going to go over here to global. Now, in the global setting, the great thing about this guy is that this affects the entire picture. So you want a very specific look, you can do that. You can drag it for a really dramatic look, which I wouldn't really recommend doing that, because honestly, a little goes a long way. And what I normally do is I like to stay right here in like the magentas and the like reds, mostly magenta. And I just leave the global color right there. You can see before, after, before, after, and then from there, what I like to do is I kind of like to play around with the other colors, especially in like the mid-tone range. If I had a model here, it would have been a little bit different because then I would have like really tweaked the colors to the model's skin. But since we have, this guy, I don't really have to worry about that too much. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're just gonna play around with the midtones. Again, just color, finding the right look. Now I know since I did use magenta, I can use the opposite of that to kind of color grade a little bit, like that, and just it'll just balance out, whatnot. Again, before, after, and you can kind of start seeing the picture kind of form the way that you would like it. At least for me, I'm really starting to like how just right off the bat this looks. Alright, next, we got the shadows. The shadows obviously are everything that is really dark. So we did the global as magenta. We did the midtones as like in the greens in area. So I feel like for the shadows, we can do more of a yellowish tint just to balance out everything. I like that. Actually, I really like that a lot. So again, before, after. And then from there, I normally don't mess with the highlights a whole lot. But for this photo, let's just take a look, see what's there. So for the highlights, we could even do more magenta. We can do more yellow. We can go green. See, and for me, I really don't know what I like. I like all of these colors because they just seem to match so perfectly. But for this photo, I think I'm just gonna leave it. Honestly, I think that it's good as it is, and it's just a real quick, edit. Now we'll go back to the global color and then just kind of mess with it just a little bit more. We want to make sure that this picture is exactly what we want it to be. You know, what that means for me is, you know, really fine tuning the colors. Now, I'm a firm believer of a little goes a long way. That's key, you know, because you don't need to push the colors like crazy. There's been a couple times where I didn't realize that I pushed the colors like crazy, and on my computer they looked fine, but when I got them onto my phone, they seemed a little bit more orange than I was anticipating. Alright, I think that is good. So we're gonna go with the before, and we're gonna go with the after. Alright? See, and it's just a very easy color grade that anybody can do, and it just takes your pictures from, you know, just something basic to something amazing. And yeah, that's just one of the many ways to color grade your photos. Alright everybody, well, that's the video. Thank you for watching. I know it was super quick and hopefully really easy to understand. Stay tuned for another video in this series, because I do plan on doing another one talking a little bit more in depth of, you know, Photoshop and the ways you can color grade in there. There's one method in particular that I feel like is just a hidden gem, and I feel like everybody should be using this method, and it really takes your color grading to a whole nother level. Alright everybody, so with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Love, peace, hair grease. Stay greasy everybody.